This is one of the few videos on the Tao Te Ching that will be on both YouTube, Facebook, as well as on Patreon. Most of the videos about the Tao Te Ching will only be on Patreon. So if you want to get in on this study that we're going to spend the next year studying the Tao and a few other books, then join my Patreon. But if you have no desire for it, just catch the 5-6 videos of the 81 that will be only shared on, that'll be shared on YouTube and Facebook as well as Patreon. So for all my patrons, I appreciate you guys. We did a study last year of the Kabbalion and a few other, and the Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. So this year, the first book that we're going to start studying is the Tao Te Ching. This is the version that I picked up, but there are 14,000 different translations. All of them have the same thought process. It's just some are more specific than others, and then others give a lot of the author's own thought process on them. So pick up whatever version you'd like to pick up. Just know that this is the version that we're going to be reading from and going off of, but you will be able to gain the information from any version. So let me give you a little bit of backstory on the Tao Te Ching. As the legend goes, there is no actual proof that Lao Tzu actually existed, but so that's why I say as the legend goes, because it just may be a very wise man who then got legendized or became legendary. I'm just making up legendized. I don't know if that's a real word. Who became legendary, and the story continues. So as the story goes, Lao Tzu had practiced Buddhism for the majority, if not the entirety of his, well, the majority of his life. He practiced Buddhism. And upon reaching the Buddha mind, he grew separated from man. He grew to a point where he could no longer exist in the realm of people. So he proceeded to seclude himself, to move up into the mountains, to move away from society, away from civilization, so that he can truly enter that last stages of the Buddha mind, to truly dive deep into the Buddha mind. As we'll see, he one of the things he said was that once he gained the Buddha mind, he no longer needed to practice Buddhism. So, and as he was leaving civilization, his civilization in China, this is in China, as he was leaving his civilization, one of the guards who had known him to be a wise sage, one of the last guard before you enter into the mountains, who knew of his wisdom, knew that he was a sage, asked him, before you depart, would you give us your knowledge, give us your wisdom? Don't leave us without what you have gained. So Lao Tzu obliged, and in that he sat down and he wrote out his 81, let me make sure it's 81, yes, his 81 verses of wisdom. This wisdom is not only for your attainment of the Buddha mind, the Christ mind, whatever you want to call it, whatever the higher consciousness that you call it. It's not, his wisdom was not just for that. His wisdom was also about governing a people. It was about how dealing with the good people and bad people, how you see it, how you deal with husbands and wives and children, how we effectively live as a community. His wisdom went far beyond just your personal self. So, forgot to put on lotion. I don't care. I'm not going to edit that. So we're going to start out, and every 3-4 days, maybe 5, we will have another video on Patreon concerning the Lao Tzu and breaking down the Tao Te Ching. Now, to put on my spectacles, got to get the reading glasses on here for a second. So, let's start with verse 1. Verse 1, and this verse is very important because as we develop the Temple of Wisdom, create a way that people can start to gain mastery over self, mastery over their community, mastery over their nation, and over the lineage that they leave behind when they transition. This first verse is very important in understanding how we do that and how we effectively work with other people as well as within ourselves. So as the first verse goes, I'm going to read the entire thing and then we'll break it down some. A way that can be walked is not the way. The name that can be named is not the name. Tao is both named and nameless. As nameless, it is the origin of all things. As named, it is the mother of all things. A mind free of thought, merged within itself, beholds the essence of Tao. A mind filled with thought identifies with its own perception, beholds the mere forms of this world. Tao and this world seems different, but in truth, they are one and the same. The only difference is in what we call them. How deep and mysterious is this unity? How profound, how great? It is the truth beyond the truth, the hidden within the hidden. It is the path to all wonder, the gate to the essence of everything. I know that's a lot. And if I can, I will post all of that up here while I'm going through some of it. I will take a picture of it. So it may look a little crazy. So the way that can be walked is not the way. The name that can be named is not the name. In a shorter version, it is in a way that you may understand it better. A religion, a spirituality that can be walked is not the way. It's not that religion. It's not God. Basically, this is talk about the eternal Tao, the eternal creation, the creator, right? And that it can't be walked. You can't be the creator, right? You cannot find a prescription for it, a way that you move, a way that you believe, a set of rituals that is the way to the creator, to obtain that Buddha mind, that Christ mind. We have 11 different religions, all saying that they are right, all saying that their way of recognizing and having relationship with the creator is the only way. Whereas the Tao is saying that a way that can be walked is not the way. If you can set forth rituals and say these are the only rituals that gets you to melding with the creator, it is not the way. Now, can it be a way just for you? Sure. Can it be a process for you? Sure. But if you're not adding on to it, if you're stuck in the one way, if you say that this is how you pray and the only way you pray, this is how you astral project and the only way you astral project, this is how you meditate and the only way you meditate, you are not walking in the way. You are not walking in a way that will connect you to the creator. Because what it says then, the name that can be named is not the name. If your God, your creator, has a name, it is not that name. That cannot be the eternal Tao, the eternal way. If it is, then you've placed it in a box and you've given it certain attributes that it must fulfill. And if the eternal creator must fulfill your attributes, the attributes that you place forth, that people who have come before you have decided that this is the only way, the only understanding. If your Trinity only involves this, you know, the Father, the Mother, and the Son, or the Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost. If it is Osiris, Isis, and Horus, or you know, if that is the only way, if that is the only Trinity that exists, then that is not the name. It's a name that cannot be named, because then it fits into your box. But once you label me, you negate me. Once you label the creator, you negate the creator. It no longer can be the creator. If you was with us on our study of the Hermetics, the all and all, the all in all, the all cannot be a name. It cannot fit into a box. It can't fit into a culture. It can't fit into a race. It can't fit into anything of that level. If it is only for one little group, then it is not the all, not the creator of all. It cannot be. Because if the all created everything, then it cannot subjugate one over the other. Well, one beneath the other. So it says the Tao is both named and nameless. It is both named and nameless. We give it a name. We give it a name, but it is not the completeness. So it is named and nameless. And understand why. As nameless, it is the origin of all things. As named, it is the mother of all things. There's another version that is by Wayne Dyer. In this part, he says, as nameless, it is the origin of all things, but as named, it is the mother of 10,000 things. He breaks that, the mother of all things, into a detail of 10,000 things. The 10,000 things are easily the perceptions of our reality. You see, the nameless, the Tao, the way that doesn't have a name, the Tao, the way that is, that the Tao, the way that exists without the labels that we construct and put on it, is the origin of all things, everything, every race that we call race, every species of animal on the planet, every plant, every mineral, every atom, every molecule, every planet, every star, every galaxy, every universe. It is the origin of all things. But as named, it is only the origin of what you call, of what you place on it. As named, it is the origin of the Jehovah Witness. As named, it is the origin of Buddhism. As named, it is the origin of Islam. It is Allah. As named, it is the origin of the Hebrew Israelite. As named, it is the origin of Christians. As named, it is the origin of Jews. As named, it is only the origin of the Sumerians, as the Anunnaki. It is only the name of those things, of that place, of those people, of that group. But as nameless, it is the origin of all things. It is everything. It is, as a deist would say, it is the many different pathways to creator, to the creative mind, to the creative intelligence. As nameless. But as named, it is the mother of only 10,000 things. It says, a mind free of thought, merged within itself, beholds the essence of the Tao. Well, of Tao. A mind filled with thought identifies with its own perceptions, behold the mere forms of this world. As I was just saying, when you free yourself of the conditions to which you were raised in, when you unlearn everything that was forced inside of you, everything that was, and the force was your parents taught you this without asking you what you desired to be taught. Your teachers taught you this without asking what you desire to be taught. Your religious leaders taught you this without asking you the desires of what you desire to be taught. So what was forced into you, your nationality, your culture, what was forced into you, is only your perceptions. Your thoughts are your perceptions of the world, and it creates in its form. It forms this world around you. But when your mind is free of thought, when you unlearn everything and be willing to accept whatever it is that you learn without a landing spot, without saying that I'm black in America, that's the label that they've given me. I must think as an American. I must research as an American. I must research as a man of heavy melanin. I must research as a man. I must research as a woman. I must research as a heterosexual or a bisexual, or I must research, as a racist, as a racist over white people, or racist over black people, or racist over Asian people. I must research as someone from China, or someone from Africa, from South Africa, or someone from Nigeria, or someone from Samoa. All things that I do must be done from that perspective, that point of view. Then you are not free of thought. It is when you free yourself of all the conditionings and allow yourself to see things just how they are. When the timeline goes against what you've been conditioned to believe. When the data that we do have that can be actually authenticated goes against your spiritual teachings, your academic teachings, it's the dryer, then you must allow yourself to be free of that thought. That is the essence of the Tao at that point. But as long as you have preconceived notions, preconceived ideas, predestined landing spots, then you are out of essence of the Tao. You are out of the Buddha mind, out of the Christ mind, out of whatever the higher realms of consciousness. You're out of it. And you only see the world formed around you. So the Tao and this world seems different, but in truth, they are one and the same. The only difference is what we call them. They are one and the same. You cannot have a chair without it being part of the Tao, without being part of the Creator, part of the entire creation. It's everything. The Tao that is nameless is the origin of all things. But even the Tao that is named is still the origin of all things. You just took a piece of it and put it into a box. So even though you took your piece and put it into a box, even though you have your Bible, your Quran, your Apocrypha, your Vedic, your Bhagavad Gita, your Tao, your whatever you use, whatever you use, it is one and the same. It is of the essence of the Tao, but it is not the complete Tao. So you have your version, your path that you're walking, and remember, the way that you can walk is not the eternal Tao. It is not the complete essence of the Tao. It is your part. It is only a part. It's only a part. So the difference is based on what we call it. What we call it. Other than that, there is no difference. There is no difference in the essence of Islam, in the essence of Christianity, in the essence of Buddhism, in the essence of Hinduism, in the essence of African ancestry, in the essence of other tribes and groups and ancient religions around the world throughout time and space. There is no difference except for what we call them. But they are all one and the same. They're all one and the same. Everybody wants to get to heaven. Nobody wants to die, but everybody wants to get to heaven. Everybody wants to get to a place where there is no more pain. There is no more fighting. There is no more war. There is no more hunger. There is no more of any of those things. Everybody has that imagery, that place in their mind that they want to get to, and they have their own book, their own piece of the pie that tells them how to get there. It is all the essence of the Tao. And at the same time, it is not the Tao. It is not the complete Tao. It's just a part of it. It's a piece of the puzzle. They all are different. But if you can strip away all the essence of man that has been placed inside them, that is placed all around them, and put those pieces together, you find the true essence of the Creator, of the Tao, of the eternal way. Take away all that mess. Chew the meat, spit out the bone. Or since I don't eat meat, eat the grape, spit out the seed. That's going to be my way of saying it. Eat the grape, spit out the seed. I eat red grapes all day, every day. Well, black grapes and red grapes. The last part of it says, how deep and mysterious is this unity? How deep and mysterious is this unity? How difficult is it? I had an experience yesterday of a young lady who, she has trouble separating the creation, the Creator, Samadhi, heaven, whatever you want to call it, from her preconditioned religion that she grew up in. So how deep and mysterious is this unity? How profound, how great? It is truth beyond the truth, because everybody believes their little part is the truth. But it is a truth beyond that truth, way beyond that truth. But sometimes you can't see it because a veil is placed over you, because that veil keeps you from seeing truth, beyond truth. It keeps you from seeing the small pieces, the actual truth, because you're stuck on the label. You're stuck on a half-truth. It is the hidden within the hidden. It is the path to all wonder, the gate to the essence of everything. Once you realize that you can read from any book, take away from it all wisdom, separate all that is man. When you can look in a book and a book contradicts itself with a loving God compared to this jealous, angry God, a God that tells you to love all mankind and do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself, that golden rule, and then in the same instance says that if one is not of your same religion, then overtax them. kill them at the tip of a sword, tells you that they have no soul, tells you that you can keep another man, another of the creations, the creator's creation as a slave, when it tells you that you can strap bombs to yourself and blow up and kill people simply because they don't believe in what you believe. And then you receive 72 versions. When it says that if you don't accept what I teach you, I will peel back your skin every day, burn you all day, and then let that skin regrow and repeat the process for all eternity. It is not the way. When you can strip those things out, when you realize that your consciousness gets you there, backed up by universal wisdom, the law of cause and effect, the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, as above, so below. When you come to an understanding that you can read from all these books, but you strip away what is man. When you can look at translation after translations and find the differences, as you go further back in time, you realize that, oh, wait a minute. That says this now, but it didn't say that 300 years ago. Somebody added something. Or this, it said it this way, but now it says it that way. Somebody added something. Somebody changed something. Somebody made a mistake in the translation. When a historian has 4 different versions of a character, and then you use the 4 different versions of the character in order to create the bigger version of the character, and then you add things to the historian's writings 300 years after he's departed he's transitioned from this existence, there's a problem. We strip away those things. We strip away those things, and we look to just the pure wisdom. The pure wisdom that says that if 2 come together of like mind, they will be able to manifest whatever it is they desire. Understand, of like mind. If I come to you and I say that we're going to build a business, we're going to build the temple of wisdom, but if you say that, yes, you are in agreement, but your true mind is saying that I don't want to do the work, I don't want to raise the funds, I don't want to create the business that provides funds for it, I don't want to provide the lessons, I don't want to do the teaching, I don't want to step up my leadership game, I don't want to do all these things, that in the back of your mind you're saying that, and you're also saying that the people aren't going to come, the people aren't going to listen, the people aren't going to start changing how they handle their finances, changing how they teach their children, change how they start to buy the property in their community and buy the commercial property, change how they begin to govern the police force, and change how we circulate the money. If in your mind you're saying that that's not going to happen, then we are not 2 who have come together of like mind. So what we try to manifest never manifests. And we just say, oh, God just said no. That God's answer is no. That is not the answer of the Creator. That is not the answer of the Tao. The Tao, the way, the Creator, the Eternal, says that whatever 2 of like mind comes together, that it shall be manifest, because 2 coming together is more powerful than 1. 3 coming together is more powerful than 2, and so on and so forth. But you have to be in total likeness of mind, total agreement. When you're out of agreement, you have conflict. Because one person has a desire for this elevation and another person has a desire for that elevation. Those 2 elevations do not match up with one another. And since they don't match up with one another, the whole thing crumbles. The whole thing falls apart. So we have to understand the wisdom of every teaching, the wisdom of the universe, that we have to be of like mind. If you're desiring to become part of the temple of wisdom, you have to come into it with a like mind. And then even if my picture may be the big picture and your picture may be a part of the big picture, but I need that part in order to make the whole puzzle fit. It creates a big picture, but all the pieces have a different look. They do not all look the same. This is why unity is important. This is why there is mystery in the unity. How do we build a community? How do we buy all the land? How do we control the police force, control the politicians in a community, in a country, but all walk a different path of wisdom? We find the commonality and we work together. We find the respect and we work together. So the Tao is nameless and named. Some of us will have to name it. Some of us will not need to name it. Some of us will have to have those perceptions of thoughts. Others will not have to have those perceptions of thought. Some of us will have to fulfill our desires, while others will be desireless and just move. One is never truly greater than the other, but one will have more of a Tao-centric mind than the other. You can work together, but one will be closer to the creative mind, the Buddha mind, the Christ mind than the other, because one will see the true essence of the creation, the creator, the Tao, while the other will only see the mother, the forms of the world that it has created in its mind, that its reality only sees. So one will see farther than the other, but no one is greater than the other. So this is our first video and lesson on the Tao Te Ching, verse 1. We will continue. This is the first video that will be on here. Maybe only 8 videos at most will be on YouTube and Facebook. So if you desire to continue this teaching of the Tao with us, you will have to join my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Coach Renz. And it is only a $5 a month. And we will do the Tao by the video every 3, 4, 5 days, some even shorter time frame. So I look forward to this teaching. It's a book that I've been studying for around 15, 16 years. That I've been since I was first introduced to the Tao, and I've studied it. It's cycled through my studies over and over again, just as many books have cycled through my studies. There will be some videos that will be Patreon only for the Emerald Tablets as well. The Emerald Tablets will be Patreon only. Only on Patreon will the Emerald Tablets be there. All right. So you guys have a great day. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Watch these other videos and join me Tuesday at 9 p.m. for our live talk. And I'm trying to make sure I get the live talk works for Patreon as well. So y'all have a great day.